Hello viewers, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are continuing with the study on A Silent Song and Other Stories, and the story in focus today will be Talking Money by Stanley Bazenga. Talking Money is the title. This title picks money personified. Money has been personified to an extent that it has been given the attribute of talking. When you walk around countries, you walk around cultures, you will realize that there are very many ways that money has been personified. Once I came across a culture that states that money has its hands. This culture says that money has its hands in the sense that money can make someone to move to wherever he wants to, places someone has never visited. If there is money, then you can find yourself doing the unimaginable, moving to the uncharted waters because you have money. This title of the story by Stanley Bazenga is that money talks, talking money. Fast forward, I will take us through the plot of this wonderful story, Talking Money. The major character is one Mukidani. The story begins when his elder brothers, Ngoseiwe and Agoya, have visited him. The caring, loving, and concerned brothers have come to dissuade Mukidani from selling his piece of land to the gallows. That is just the neighboring family. The two brothers, that is Agoya and Goseiwe, are met with Mukidani's fury. We are told that he is flaming red through a conglomeration of stylistic devices. He comes out as temperamental, he comes out as proud, he comes out as arrogant. Through dialogue, we see Mukidani tell Ngoseiwe and Agoya that he and he alone has the sole responsibility over his piece of land, and that nobody is going to tell him what he needs to do with the land. He goes ahead through the use of local dialect. He becomes abusive and abuses his brother Jinga Sana. In doing this, we see him coming out as someone who is temperamental and someone whose desire to sell land is ready and is willing that his plan finally gets to see the light of day. At night, after the children have gone to sleep, we see a shrewd and a wise attempt by Mukidani's wife, Runika. Runika, yet again, tries to drive sense into her husband's head by telling her husband that she needs to listen to his elder brothers, Agoya and Goseiwe. She continues to tell Mukidani that the land is his, and she does this quite respectfully. The land is his. He can do with the land whatever he deems fit. But he ought to at least lease the land and not sell it altogether. Then she gives Mukidani what proves to be prophetic. She gives him some piece of advice. She tells him that, my husband, you need to be worried with doing business with the gallows. Their money is dirty. Yeah, metaphorical. The dirty here is metaphorical to mean that there could be ill ways that the Gallo family received the money. What meets Runika, she is paid by a para beating, battery is battered, and her whimper goes on up to dawn. That is when it gets to die down. After this, the next day, Gallo, with the show of opulence, riding in a four-wheel drive and having opulence all around him, the writer tries to portray him as this person who is wealthy, who is living large, and who has it all. He arrives with his secretary, and Mukidani is there waiting for them so that they can go on with the final plans of the sale of the land. When Mukidani throws his price, which he at first thought that he would end up getting the half of, that is, he demands for 500,000, that is 500,000 shillings for the piece of land. Then Gallo does the unthinkable. With no hesitation, with no second thoughts, Gallo finally accepts the price to surprise Mukidani even further. The money is counted to him in cash. After that, Mukidani now has the 500,000 shillings. He now gets paranoid. You know, sometimes when you have the money and you're walking along the streets, you just feel that it's like everybody thinks that you have the money. That is the kind of paranoia that is registered on Mukidani. So he gets to tie the briefcase, having the money, to his bed. He locks it, and after locking it, then something quite bizarre takes place in the middle of the night. When the night has matured and there is that silence, then Mukidani at first hears some voices akin to the voices of school children. And Mukidani gets to wake up his wife Runika to help her hear out what is going on. True to their ears, Runika also gets to hear of the voices of school children from the direction of the briefcase containing the money. And we see all the children there trying to now talk loudly. And this we see in page 53 of this anthology. The children say, it is like a conversation. They engage in the dialogue. One says, "This place is nice. I like it very much," piped the first voice. "Indeed, it is much better than our old place." Then the corresponding voice says. The other voice, "Magu, it is very warm here, close to the fire. We will grow fat in a couple of days. Magu, Magu." Then the other voice, "Magu, and our new hosts are kind-hearted people too. Yes, they welcomed us very well. At least here We will have place to play. Magu, Magu. This drives fear into both Mukidanyi and his wife, Runika. Runika, Mukidanyi's wife, then gets an opportunity. She gets a foothold of her previous argument. And in a way, that seems like she is settling scores from the beating that she received the previous night. She now gets to raise herself to a pedestal, and she's there snapping at Mukidanyi. She is there snarling at him. She is there scolding him and taking advantage of how Mukidanyi has frozen with fear. And we see Runika telling Mukidanyi that, is it now that you can tell me that the man is talking? And it seems as if the position of leadership in the house by Mukidanyi seems to be slipping from him, and it seems that it is the Runika moment in this point of the story. An argument then ensues between the couple. And Mukidanyi humorously says that maybe they are having a fuss over nothing. Maybe those voices could just be as a result of a figment of their fertile imagination. Maybe it is not true. But then the money, that is the briefcase, proves him wrong and confirms the grim news that there seem to be voices speaking from the direction of the briefcase. And they start speaking again. One says, now they are talking loudly, complained the voice inside, stifling a yawn. I don't like their shouting. It was better with the silence. Then the other voice, the corresponding voice says, I don't like it either. I wish they could stop. It makes me hungry, answered the other. And this confirms to the news that, to Mukidanyi the news, that really there seems to be voices of children from the direction of the briefcase. Mukidanyi's wife Runika tries to place the voices, and she claims that the voices could be the Viganda spirits that she might have heard of. She says that she has never had an opportunity to encounter them, but here she is. She has encountered the Viganda spirits. They seem to be the Viganda spirits. Later on, as we go on, Runika decisively forces Mukidanyi to unlock the briefcase to the bed which it was tied to, and she then throws the briefcase outside and pushes Mukidanyi out of the room. Mukidanyi then takes what I call the agonizing walk back to the gallows. The distance between Mukidanyi's place and the gallows was just 100 yards, but the journey seems to be very long, and that is why I have come to call it the agonizing trek to the gallows. When he gets to the gallows, that is Mukidanyi, and he finally gets the attention of Gallo. He throws away the briefcase, and without even the girl getting to know what is going on, he runs back to his home. That is the plot. That is the plot of the story, The Talking Money by Stanley Bazenga. The next time we are going to discuss the particulars. We are going to synthesize and dissect the particulars of this story, Talking Money. Thank you.